Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you will receive alerts when there are new episodes. Go get it.
This is what I tell them. Look, I've been grinding for so long, I wake up and chase my goals. I go out and I go get it. Hot or cold, that's all I know. I don't succeed, then I don't breathe. Success, what does it mean? If I conquer all my goals, then I'm living out my dream. Dig deep, go out and get it. Success Chronicles. Compete until it's finished. Success Chronicles. Go take care of your business. Success Chronicles. It's deeper than just winning. Success Chronicles.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Chip Baker coming to you with the Hangout highlight session with my guy, Mr. Leo Simpson II. Man, grateful to have him on. Great guy, doing some amazing things, and truly excited to highlight his journey and what he has going on. So first, Doc, thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with the Success Chronicles.
Absolutely. It's always a pleasure to be with you, Chip.
Yes, sir. Always a treat when the good guys get to meet, huh?
Love it. I love your euphemisms.
Let's go. But let's dive into it, man. Let the audience know, who you are and a little bit about your background so, they can figure out who you are and know what you're involved in.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, I'm a multiple time guest at this point on the Success Chronicles. So
Yes,
that's an
sir.
awesome privilege. Had the privilege to meet Chip at Lone Star College, where I have the opportunity to serve as a business professor from an adjunct standpoint. And most people think I'm full-time because I just love what I do. But also an author, speaker, coach, influencing people to come to a place of being able to replace chaos, frustration, confusion in their work, their family, their identity with wellness. So you might hear word on the street is Leo is the wellness professor.
I love it. I love it, man. That's so good. Well, you have a new project that's just come out. And
Yeah.
if you don't mind, let's talk about that project and let us know what that's about.
Yeah. So it's my newest book.
Mm.
This is actually number 9 in the
Wow.
queue. My newest book, and it's entitled The Great Wealth Shift. And it is subtitled The 13 Beliefs to Destroy to Become an Overnight Millionaire. And this project really is a chronicling, if you will, of my own journey,
Mhm.
but through the context of sharing beliefs that I held that were actually holding me back from actually being that. Oh, excuse me, Chip.
Yeah, yeah,
Ooh,
yeah.
sometimes you gotta sneeze, right?
There you
I
go.
heard
Let
somebody
it
say
go.
when you sneeze, it lets you know you're alive.
Hey, we alive and kicking with 9 books. It's on.
Yeah, man. Whew, that was a big. That's probably the first time I've ever sneezed in an interview. Anyway, yeah. So I discovered from my own journey that becoming a millionaire was not about the millions. It was actually about the beliefs.
Yeah.
And you can have the skill sets to actually acquire millions, but if you don't have the beliefs that actually are the foundation of them, then you're in some serious trouble. You'll find yourself being like, one of the most prominent families in our day, the Vanderbilt family. They were left a fortune by their predecessor. Um, what was his name? Cornelius Vanderbilt. And when I tell you this guy, he was the richest man in the world when he died. And I'm talking about in today's terms, he would have actually been a billionaire.
Mm.
And he left them a fortune in less than I think 50 to 70 years. It was all gone. And it was because they had millions, but they didn't have beliefs that can enable them to make those millions what they ought to be. And so there's some things that I talk about in this book from a personal experience, but also from the context of really what history has told us what millionaires are made of. And here's some things I jotted down in preparation of our conversation. Being a millionaire is not about the millions we acquire, but about the beliefs we hold to, right? Then having millions and being a millionaire are not the same, but we think they are. right? If you get $1 million or you win $1 million, all of a sudden you're a millionaire. But that's not the case. I'll tell you why. Because Jim Rohn has this statement that he made. He said, if someone gave you $1 million, you'd best hurry up and become a millionaire so you can keep it.
Mm,
So
yeah.
here it is. You got somebody who garnered millions of dollars, but in all of the things that Jim Rohn taught, he always taught that who you become is more priority than actually what you access, what you acquire. And if anybody knew, I would say he knew. One of the other things that I discovered through the School of the Hard Knocks was that who we are and what we believe matters more than what we do and what we have. And so
Mm,
it was so important to, one, put this work together in order to, get some things out of myself and really allow me personally to see where I've come to in my life journey, but also to help other people understand that becoming a millionaire is not a difficult task. As a matter of fact, I often say this, and it's something I repeat frequently in the book, Chip, is that when you become a millionaire, not when you get millions, but when you become a millionaire, millions will follow you like a lost dog waiting for you to feed
mm,
it. And
yeah.
so the truth of the matter is millions really is a byproduct, is an effect of a cause. And the reason I titled the book The Great Wealth Shift is because it is the precursor to the great wealth transfer. If you want wealth to transfer into your bank account, then you need to shift first so that it can actually be something that will follow you. And so here's a few topics, a few of the chapters. And the way I set this book up was I set it up to where there's the belief that we currently hold that is an insufficient belief, and then go into talking about what the sufficient belief is. So
Mm,
here are three of the insufficient beliefs that we hold that keep us from actually becoming a millionaire. The first one that I want to share with you is choice is the same as decision. Most of us believe choices and decisions are the same. But really, the truth is, decisions make the way for choices. And decisions are different because a decision is actually a cutting away from something. And here's how you can connect that. If you're going to have surgery, in order for them to do surgery on you where they have to actually get invasive, they have to cut you, and they call it an incision where they're cutting into, right? That word scission is the word cut. And so picking is more of the designation for choices. Well, when you make decisions, you set yourself in positions that allow you to have options to pick from. Well, if you're not making decisions, how are you going to position yourself within the context of the choices related to being a millionaire? You can't do it, right? So it's a very important decision that you need to make to decide that the belief that choices and decisions are the same is insufficient. The next one is that I want to share with you, things happen to us.
mm,
Most of us believe that things happen to us and they are designed to restrict us, to regulate us, to hold us back, to keep us from moving forward. But the truth of the matter is, when you have the right perspective and you make a decision to think about things in a certain way, then you come to an understanding that things actually happen for you, not happen to you, right? And that was really pivotal for my family and I when my oldest daughter, who's 14 now, was in the emergency room, ended up getting to a point to where they could regulate her. And we discovered that she actually was dealing with type 1 diabetes. She had one of the highest A1C levels they probably had seen among kids. She had a blood glucose level that was through the roof, like well over 500. It wasn't even measurable at that point. And so she asked this question. She was like, why did this happen to me and all that kind of stuff. And before she got out the hospital, we told her, no, this didn't happen to you. This didn't happen to our family. This happened for our family. It is something that is necessary for our trajectory. And that's the same thing with regard to not just becoming a millionaire, but anything when you really think about it. Being a millionaire is a powerful decision to make and to pursue because it allows you to be able to pursue things in a lot of contexts that are beyond just the context of everyday living. The third one I want to share is this is the good one. This is the one I really want to share.
Give him that
We
warning.
believe, Chip, it takes money to make money. We've been taught that, right? But the truth is, it takes offers to make money, right? You must issue, deliver, extend some value that's going to return monetary value, right? So you've got to extend value through skills, solutions, and the elimination of problems in order to position yourself to be able to gain resources. And I've often heard this said that you're going to earn in direct proportion to the value that you release into the marketplace. And so many people, they want to get value from the marketplace, but they're not a person of value releasing value in the marketplace to get value from the marketplace. So when it comes down to it, going back to that first belief that needs to be trumped that I shared, a choice and a decision are not the same. If you make a decision to become a millionaire, then the choices that you make on a day-to-day basis will position you to then be able to make a shift in the direction of millions following you like a lost dog waiting for you to feed it.
I love that, man. So good. Such great knowledge that you shared too. And, kind of, just kind of piggybacking on what you're saying, I think it's important for us to challenge our BS, right? And what I mean by
Ooh,
that is
that's
your
good,
belief
Chip.
system, right?
That's
And
good,
we have
Chip.
we have to challenge our belief system,
Yes.
so that we don't have insufficient beliefs. And sometimes what we believe is BS, right?
Man, you
And
hit the nail on the head. And here's the thing, situations and circumstances actually come to test whether or not we have sufficient beliefs,
yeah,
right? And so here was, years ago, I was in a position to I was producing lots of results. And this is why a lot of people, when they actually say, man, I'm gonna go out and start my own business, they suck because they have skills that are on the foundation of somebody else's beliefs. Like if you're killing it in your company,
yeah,
well, the beliefs that that person set up in that company are the means by which you're able to have a solid footing and exercise your skills. You're more of a specialist. You don't have the ability to step outside of that and be on solid footing without having your own sufficient beliefs. And so you got to have situations and circumstances that actually come to let you know whether your BS is BS, meaning you get
yeah.
it.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, I think too, man. Just hearing you say that, just looking at the weight room analogy, reps make us better, right?
Yeah.
And the more we can get reps, the more we learn, the more we learn about the experience, the situation, yes, but also uh, the more we learn about ourselves when we do
Mm-hmm.
that, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
we know what we don't like, what we like, and we create our personal belief system from that. And so we have to have a firsthand experience to know what we like. And just like, just looking at you, I know your background. I know some of the things that your family have done, and it's rich in tradition and rich in influence and rich in impact, right?
Yeah.
And same with me, like with my fourth generation educator. I mean, blessed to be around some great people to learn some great things, right? But there's some things that we were taught, and mama and them. Right? Mama and them, daddy and them can't hold our hand and walk us through those things. And they can teach us those things and show us those things. And we can see those things, right? But we have to have our own personal firsthand experience and learn what makes us tick and how we operate and it gives us our personal belief system from there, and it makes it sufficient because we've experienced those things. We've had the reps, and then now we can carry that on and teach what we've learned to the next generation. And then now, I heard this say, I may butcher the quote, but I heard this former coach say, I can't make the road for you, but I can teach you how to navigate the road. you know
Mm,
and so
mm,
like I can't make the road and all of that stuff where I don't know what's going on the road, but I can teach you, hey, when you see a yield sign, bro, you need to slow down. you know like when you see it says a curve and they tell you to go a certain amount of miles, you probably need to make sure you go that certain amount, because it's danger there,
yeah,
right? You
yeah.
see the stop sign is red for a reason, bro. Like, you need to hold on and stop and be aware and look to see what's going on. Now, I can't walk you along that road, but I can tell you some of the things to look out for, and you figure it out and create your own belief system.
Man, that's huge. As you were sharing that, it triggered this thought process of a question that people ask me. So, why did you say the 13 beliefs to destroy to become an overnight millionaire, right? Well, I put overnight in there on purpose because I want people to look at it and kind of get this shock and curiosity, but understand the phrase overnight is actually a style word. It's a word that actually talks about speed, right? And when you actually come to the conclusion of sufficient beliefs and understanding insufficient beliefs as what they actually are, and that they're not serving you, what happens is there's an immediate shift that happens, right? There's not this, oh, let me wait and figure this out. Like when you conclude this is insufficient, there's an immediate shift that takes place. The difference is the manifestation of that awareness doesn't necessarily come to fruition, which is why I said and always say continuously in the book and when I talk to people, when you become a millionaire, you are that, even if no one sees it. Just like when you take a seed and put it in the ground, right? That tree is, in fact, whatever tree it is, even though you don't see it yet. It is a matter of time before what it is, what it has become, will begin to emerge and everyone can see it. That's the phototropic reality of the gravitropic thing that was taking place below the surface. And so, becoming a millionaire, when you deal with beliefs that are sufficient and insufficient, and make sure you decisively deal with them, right? Make a distinction between them. What happens is you immediately become that. It's an automatic. But then as you persist in the context of it, this goes back to teaching people how to navigate the road. This is literally teaching him how to navigate the road of the millions that enable us to have command over our financial experience, over our marketplace experience. But at the core, those same principles facilitate the broad realities of our life. So literally, if a person decides to become a millionaire, let me tell you what's going to happen, Chip. They'll become a better person, particularly because they become more acquainted with the real themselves.
Yeah, yes, sir. So good, man. I think that leads me to think about process over product, if you will.
Yes.
Process over prize, you know, process over the goals or the receipts or anything, really just focusing in on the process. I love how you talked about that too, because uh, what's going to happen is the byproduct is you become better because your habits are those of millionaires. Your habits are
Mm,
those of successful people. Your
mm,
habits are those of people that do successful things, right?
mm-hmm.
And so, man, I love it. But as we close, I'd love for you to get an opportunity to share with the audience where they can go follow you, check you out, and get that book or all of those
Yes.
books.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna give that link. As I close, I segue with what's powerful about where you talked about the the process versus the product, right? Every principle has a promise that will predictably produce, right? Every principle has a promise that will predictably produce. And so the principles are well founded in belief systems, right? And so if you decide that belief systems are pivotal and they need to be evaluated consistently, then you'll always find yourself in the position to where you're leveraging principle that has promise and is able to predictably produce for you. And the product is on the other side of the production, right? But you can't get to it without first starting with the principle, right? And the belief systems of that. So you can follow me on Instagram, Leo Simpson II. That's actually Leo Simpson II, but sometimes people they want to put in the second and type it out and all that. So Instagram, Leo Simpson II. Same on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and you can actually get this book and all other books at amazon.com/author, AUTHOR / Leo Simpson II. So that's amazon.com/author / of course, Leo Simpson II. And I'm telling you, this is going to be a great wealth shift that would enable you to experience a great wealth transfer.
Awesome, awesome. Well, again, I just want to say thanks so much for taking the time to interview with the Success Chronicles, and I wish you continued success.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. And thank you guys for checking out this Hangout and Highlight session. We'll see you next time. God bless.
Go get it.